Hey babe, ready to join the revolution?
Welcome to Boss Less Babe More, a woman-first business movement where soulful strategy means brand clarity.
I'm Grace, alignment coach and Akashic record reader.
And I'm Reka, designer and brand strategist.
Together, we build businesses that are aligned, supported, and actually sustainable.
Fuck the rules. Let's change the world for every woman who comes after you.
Hello, lovies. Welcome back. It is week 7 of the EmpowHER Challenge, and we're so excited to bring to you another week of what did we do? What kind of craziness is happening? And we hope that you are following along with us and doing this challenge every week with us, because it's really only going to benefit you in moving the needle forward. You're such a goober.
Sorry.
It's a baby shark.
It is.
Yeah.
I'm paying attention. Hopefully you're following along, and if not, fucking follow along. They're very entertaining and super cute. It's a very nice soft sweater I'm wearing today.
Yes, it is.
It's so warm.
Okay. If you can't be goofy, what are you doing?
Honestly, I'm here for very serious podcasts or content. I know that's what I'm doing. And then also some of it just has to have joy and lightness to it. Otherwise, what are we fucking doing? We talked about going to that conference, and I think both of our favorite speaker was Gary Vee for sure. Yeah. I'm very glad that we structured our day in a way that we got to see him. And what did I say? He will be at 5 p.m.
Yeah.
He was
the wisdom. I was
the
like,
wisdom in me.
You
I'm
just
like,
knew.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
And then they kept hinting how he's on his way and obviously landing with his private jet on the rooftop or some shit. But he talked about the joy and excitement and hobby kind of level that you should have to your business. Yeah. And that has really stuck with me. I enjoy, absolutely adore, love designing. Even when it's something for a family member or a Christmas card or something that is not necessarily a big paying client or a big deal, it's really fun to create something new out of shapes and colors and what have you. So I'm here for people who take their offerings and client work seriously, and then the rest they can have just lighthearted fun about. So
for sure. Yeah.
That's a long intro, but
yeah, same for me though. Just, I love what I do so much that if I could do it for free and live a posh little lifestyle, I would do that. But obviously,
capitalism, baby. It's our favorite.
Yes.
Okay, I think I started last week, so let's start with you.
Okay. So last week on the challenge, I left you guys on a cliffhanger.
Yes, I have been waiting.
Yeah, so last week, my destiny was to do something fun that was completely and totally outside of my comfort zone. Mm-hmm. And so I did. And I'm only going to give some of the details around, just because this is actually a very personal thing for me. So I have had a friend, he doesn't live in Ohio any longer, but we were trying to determine whether or not we should continue our friendship or relationship. Haven't seen this person in 4 years. So I decided that I was going to go visit. I knew that it was going to be a net positive experience, regardless of what the outcome was. I knew I was going to have fun because also he lives where it's sunny and warm, and Ohio right now is not that. So worst case scenario, I get to enjoy some sunshine, and I did. But it was fun. However, the relationship has deselected. And that has actually been such a good thing for me. I had this realization that there's just so much energy that I was giving to this person, giving to this relationship, friendship, that why? For why? It's just not, it's not it. It's not a two-way street. It's not, and that is not fun. I feel so at peace. I have clarity around there's nowhere that this can go, and I can't be met in all that I am. Mm-hmm. And so I'm going to pull back. I'm going to restore my energy. I'm going to rewire it back to me and back to the things that are important, back to the things that I find are fun and joyous and life-bringing. There's been a little bit of this emotional roller coaster involved, a little bit, but it really didn't last very long. The upset about the deselection, there's really just been very minimal attachment to the outcome. And I think if this had happened years ago, that I would have been so distraught or upset or let me try to fix something. And at this point, I'm just free and it's fine and it's good. I'm whole and complete regardless of whatever. And there's no negative anything. It's just been such a net positive experience. So I know it's do something outside of my comfort zone that's fun. It was fun, but I know this doesn't necessarily sound all fun, but I know that the ultimate outcome for myself will be fun, because it's whenever you deselect anything that's, oh, this just isn't aligning to me anymore. It really opens up more of your energy to flow into the places that you do want it to go. And right now, my frequency of alignment is fun. And so it's, I get to call all of that back to myself and then reroute it towards the things that are really fun. So, but oh my God, when I was on the plane on my way down, I just kept having these moments being gripped with anxiety. That was such an out of comfort zone choice to make. And I'm so glad that I did it. But I just remember sitting on the plane, randomly just gripped with this anxiety. And I'm, find my inner resource.
I can do this.
Yeah, I can do this. And, it was a really, really great experience.
You said 4 years ago, you would have reacted completely differently, right?
Yeah.
So is it just a matter of maturity, or is it also in that you had some extra tools in your bag where you said, you know what, it's just better to rip off that Band-Aid, because whatever the outcome is going to help you move forward more clearly than just being stuck?
4 years ago, I didn't have the same understanding of reality or the same understanding of myself as I do now. And so now I view reality as not really a bad thing if somebody deselects from your life. My outlook, especially in the realm of relationship, was that longevity is important within the realm of relationship, and quality was important too, but it was, if you love somebody, or if you're friends with somebody, or if you're in a relationship with somebody, you should continue pouring into it. Get through the bad parts or get through the rocky parts, because it'll all be worth it in the end. And that's not inherently true. And if we think about our friendships and all of the people that we've collected over our lifetimes, I have friends that I'm still friends with, but they're not in my life really. So friends from high school, or gosh, I have one friend that we've been friends since the second day of kindergarten, and she lives up in Cleveland. Adore her, love her, but we really don't see each other. We don't communicate all the time. And that's actually a good thing, because we have very separate lives. We've grown into very different people. And whenever we connect, it can be fun. It can be lighthearted and whatnot. But then we go back into our own individual lives. And if I were to keep that mentality that I used to have of keep pouring into people, keep pouring into all these people that I just keep collecting, what's left for me? Not much. So it's kind of a separation of knowing where I place people. And just because the relationship with this specific person has deselected, it doesn't mean that I know I could still reach out to him and be, hey, could you help me with something? And it would be totally cool and fine. I don't see that happening, but he's a person that has a lot of skill sets, a lot of useful skill sets, really incredible person. But it does it doesn't align anymore. And it's not something that I want to throw my energy into, because it has started to become a drain for me, and I don't feel completely seen in who I am, and I don't feel met in who I am. And so I'm a very different person than whenever he and I had originally met. And if you have no desire to get to know this version of me now and be in that with me, great, you don't belong here. So I used to probably have more of this idea of, oh, well, if you can't meet me, then you don't love me, which inherently is, I'm not good enough. But at this point, we're both whole people. We're both good enough, but it's just not congruent, and there's nothing wrong with that. So it's a different amount of love for somebody whenever you can love them so dearly and also just go do you.
Off you go.
Yeah.
The reason I wanted to ask that is because I figured throughout explaining all of that, you are going to highlight the exact points that I was going to mention, and not to turn your personal life into business life, but how much of this are skill sets that we're learning as people in life. How do you people, how do you friendship, how do you love, how do you partner, how do you parent, all of these things. But how much of our interactions with humans or things or projects or what have you get stuck in that, oh, this, I'm not getting this feedback, let me pour more into it. Like, oh, I am not good enough, I'm not doing this, let me try even harder. How many things are in our lives, personally, professionally, parentally, however, that we just keep cranking on this thing because we can't fucking take a break, or, you know, in your case, 4 years of a break, saying, hold up one second, let me actually go in. You went down, even though you had your trepidations or you were nervous or a little bit anxious on the plane. Having an answer and knowing that deselection could be an option was also fine, not in the sense that you already determined this isn't going to work, because obviously you're there and you go in there with a curious heart, but detaching from these exact black and white answers versus trying to feel into the feedback from the universe, trying to look at your followers or your whatever things, trying to sit with somebody who's trying to give you feedback or criticism or what have you. We so often just go, you know, we have these little horse blinders on. We're just going straight forward versus saying, hold up one second. I feel my needs are not met. I feel this client is abusing me. I feel I'm just pouring into this one-sided thing and I never get, you know, maybe an employee or something you have. This is such a great parallel to how we can end up with a bunch of clients that are incongruent, or a bunch of jobs that you're just dreading to sit down and finish at your computer because you don't want to deal with them, versus having the open mind and heart to say, okay, this may be my last session with this client because really we're going in different directions, or this doesn't really make sense, or the type of work they are asking for is not in my wheelhouse, or I don't enjoy doing, or what have you. So I commend you for picking up the thread after 4 years. But I also knew having an answer, no matter the outcome, will be more helpful to you than wondering forever and ever.
And that's kind of how I felt for the past few years. It's just the what ifs, and it's why not just pull the trigger and fuck around and find out. And if not, amazing. Let me discontinue that so that I can call all of that energy that I was devoting to that back to myself. So yeah, exactly the same with business. Whenever you have a client that it's just exhaustive working with them, or you don't the work itself working with them. It's okay, well, clearly there's some incongruencies here. So maybe it would be better just to end it before there's any resentment or any kind of something that blows up in your face, because that can happen too. So yeah, and I feel so good, and it feels now there's a little bit more of a void available. So what would I have to fill that with? So whenever we have a deselection of anything, be it a partner, a friend, a job, a pet, literally anything from our lives, then we have this spaciousness. So I'm kind of excited that I have spaciousness. I have a void to fill.
Yeah. It's fascinating to me how much we fear a certain outcome or a certain answer instead of just going and or even just giving ourselves a limited timeline. I think of these challenges we do. Not everything will stick perfectly that we're doing in these 8 weeks. I mean, a lot of things are tasks we need to complete, but I'm assuming a lot of stuff will evolve into different things, but we're just not going to know unless we go in. And then once I know the yes or the no, I can now make a new choice, which is so much of your work. Aligned action. Take the imperfect action step to move forward versus sitting in the fucking shit.
Yeah.
And wondering why it's so shitty.
Yeah.
And holding your nose because, well, it also smells, but just take the fucking trash out.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I love that. And I do think it's a very scary thing to do, especially when other humans are involved. It's one thing to fire a client. I think it's another thing to deselect a relationship that you've had for years.
Yeah.
So I'm proud of you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, so that was your last week's challenge.
Yeah. So destiny. Destiny waits.
Do you know off the top of your head, you remember what you wrote down?
Yes.
Okay.
And one of them is a huge undertaking.
Let's hope you pulled that last week. Okay.
Let's see. Let's go 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
And then 7.
Pelvic steaming protocol.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's talk about this.
Yeah. So this is definitely a babying. I don't know if any of you ladies listening have ever heard of or ever participated in pelvic steaming or peristeam hydrotherapy or yoni steaming, all the same thing. But basically it helps to regulate your flow, regulate your cycle. My sister has been trained. She doesn't do this professionally, but she does it professionally for me. She will create protocols, and she has created a protocol for me. My cycles are pretty much always the same as they have been since she gave me this protocol, but she mixes all of the herbs. And so you basically make a tea, and she also made me this awesome steam sauna that you put your tea in a dish, and then you let it steep, and then you take the lid off, and then you put the lid down on the sauna, and you sit on it with a drape around your waist, and the steam comes up, and you just sit over the steam. And based on whatever herbs are involved in the tea, I have a hemostatic blend that she has made for me. I used to be in the habit of doing this, but I got out of the habit just because it's just one more thing, you know? I have a tendency to have a shorter cycle, and I would to have a more elongated 28-day cycle. So that's what the hemostatic is for. So hemostatic means that it's stopping the blood. So it's keeping it from coming early. And then also it helps with removing any kind of stagnation. So if you've ever had a period where at the very beginning of your period, you're getting brown instead of fresh red blood, that means that you are actually releasing old blood from the period before. So you're having stagnation in the womb, and all of that tissue and blood is not actually able to get cleaned out. Hemostatic blend, if I use it post period, so after I'm done bleeding, but there's maybe brown left over that's still coming out, if I would steam every day for 10 minutes, and it helps to cleanse the womb so that you don't have that stagnation the next cycle around. You're getting fresh red immediately. And then it also keeps you from having the brown at the end of your period as well. And then it also helps to elongate. So, I mean, depending on whatever kind of issues, problems, or needs, you know, maybe you're having vaginal dryness, maybe you're going through perimenopause or menopause and you're having vaginal dryness. There's different blends of herbs that can help to moisturize. Maybe you're dealing with chronic yeast infections or BV. There are different blends of herbs that you can use to support healthy function so that you're not having an overgrowth of yeast or you're not having a tendency towards BV. It can also be really good just to help with, after sexual intercourse. Maybe you have a tendency towards being irritated, or maybe you have a sperm allergy. And if you come into contact with sperm during intercourse, then you can have more irritation, and the steaming actually helps to clear everything out. So there's so many different uses for it, but for me personally, it's to help elongate my period and then clear out stagnation. So I'm going to be getting back on my protocol for that.
Okay. So next week, what is your commitment that you'll get a blend ready?
So I already have my sauna.
You have everything.
I already have the blend. Yeah. I just need to start the protocol. I have to steam on day 19, 20, and 21 of my cycle. And then I would be steaming every day post period, if ever and whenever there's brown. So you just keep steaming every day until the brown is no longer there. So this is not going to be done in a week. It's an ongoing supportive practice for my cute little womb space. So
I love it.
Yeah. So
That's awesome.
I'm excited for that. What I used to do with this was I would create ceremony and ritual around. I would light Palo Santo. I would make myself a little cup of tea. And it's, I'm sitting there on the steam sauna for 10 to 15 minutes. And to be able to take that space and just not be on my phone, not be worried about anything else. I'm taking that time to tune into my womb, tune into my body, tune into my emotional state, be able to really build more communication between me and my body, and take the time to unplug, relax, and babe. I think that's really something that's going to be very important for me, just with all of the bossing that I'm doing, all of the heavy lifting that I'm doing. So I really wanted to have some kind of womb support as one of my challenges to help me in that balance, especially this time of year, whenever, holidays and schedules are crazy. And I think I deserve a little bit more time to myself doing something for me.
That sounds amazing. I've never done a yoni steam, and now I feel I should change my little fortune, because that sounds awesome.
It's very nice. It's so relaxing too. Do some self-reiki or journal a little bit, or it's just...
Are you going to sit in your pretty robe, your new robe, while you're doing it?
I actually have this wrap that I use because you want to have the fabric around your waist to trap all of the steam. So my robe is probably not the best.
Oh, because it's short and cute.
Yeah, I have a wrap that I specifically use for that.
That's amazing. Good. We'll report back next week.
We will report back.
So for me, I didn't cross out last week's. You can only fold one way now. It's
okay. We're getting down
4
to
or 8 are my only
8
options. So I don't even know if I need to choose. Let's choose 2.
Choose 2. Beep boop.
I'll do 8.
You'll do 8.
I'm trying to remember what I wrote there, but I don't know.
Do you want to talk about what you did, and then we'll just know that 8 is your number?
Okay, thanks. Yeah, pedal to the middle. Let's go. What else? That's so many things. What else? Last week, I talked about needing a new Paper-Rico website.
Yeah. And
I am very happy to report that the desktop version is live. I mentioned that I use the service Show It. It's really quite beautiful that you can use your desktop layout, your mobile layout, or you can view both. And as I was editing things and changing things, the text boxes were getting so complicated on the mobile screen that I just swiped it to the left. So it's beautiful and looks amazing on the desktop. And by the time this recording airs, it will be fixed. But my God, the mobile version of it is just a jumble. Basically, the text boxes just keep copying on top of each other. So it just looks
hodgepodge of words.
It's an experimental, psychotic kind of thing where you can click on anything and read anything, and images are everywhere. So the mobile portion is not done. In it, I have found 2 more things I need to do, but basically, I have realized that the Paprika brand, there's always something classy, elegant, simple, minimalist about what I do. There's nothing wrong with flat colors, but to me, for my brand, there's just always some sort of depth or texture that I'm craving. So it was kind of nice to just discover that something is kind of missing here. What is the thing? But I don't design websites in the traditional sense of starting with a sketch, laying it out in Photoshop, splicing it up or what have you, putting it into Show It. I'm in Show It, really clear on this section will be about this section will be about that. I'm kind of skipping a lot of steps to be designing already in the software. So it's a little bit backwards because I'll design something and it doesn't quite feel right. Versus when you have sketched that and thought about it ahead of time, you're just basically implementing those changes there, right? So there's a little bit of back and forth on that. But I'm really proud that the offerings and the language and how I structured it is cleaned up. I think it makes sense how you can work with me. It shows you the steps. It shows you what step involves what. So all of those questions that I often field via email that can be maybe not quite automated, but a little bit more explained up front without being too verbose where nobody's going to read that. But what is that quick at glance? You kind of have an understanding of what the process will be with me. I never quite explained that on my website. It was in my pitch deck, but not on the website. So in a couple of small ways, I peppered it throughout the website where I feel this is how it's organized now. This is how you can work with me. These are the packages. These are the price points. This is how you can get in touch with me. This is the type of work I do. We're done. So I need to finish it on mobile. It took a couple of days and it was a lot of thinking. I'm always shocked and surprised and mesmerized by the world of rebranding, of how much of it you can be really clear on yourself. And then when it's a redesign or a fix, all of a sudden, oh shit, that makes no sense. Or wow, that made sense 2 years ago, but now it doesn't. Just so much, I think, evolves in our business that oftentimes these things have to change because we have changed or our business has shifted. Yeah. I'm not changing core offering of brand design, but so much other stuff has happened in the meantime. So that part is done. And then the 2 things that are not done are graphics. I basically named my packages, and a lot of the things I do have this kind of brand anatomy, medical kind of language to it, just as a little nod just as a little nod to my parents being doctors, and just something about dissecting the brand kind of sounds fun to me. And so I don't know if the names will stay. This is very, very fresh, but I have a package that's called Good Bones. And then one is Heart and Soul. And then the 3rd tier, which you should probably know, is the brand Rebirth. So on the Paprika website, I'm inviting people to work with us together if they want to do the exclusive container. But I really want an illustration style or a graphic that represents good bones, some sort of skeleton, a skull or something, that medical illustration, fine sketched kind of drawing style. And then the heart and soul to be the same. Otherwise, it's done. So I'm pretty excited. If you want to check it out, paprika.com. 2 R's in the middle. Paprika.com.
Hell yeah. Yeah. How exciting. Look at you.
It was it's a speed dating thing. 20 seconds, go. I have a minute to work on this. Okay, go. I got to write this real quick. Go.
Yeah.
But it's here. So the mobile will take some time, but it's okay.
You've been hustling.
Yeah. Imperfect action. Just keep going. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. You're getting it. Mm-hmm. And are you ready for your destiny to unfold before you?
Yes.
Okay. Number 8, it is.
Okay.
Schedule 1 trip a month, no matter the scale, to see something different.
That's a good one. One of my few babying ones. I am the type of person to say, oh, who doesn't want to travel? But I think there are genuine people who to stay at home, don't have a passport, don't to be outside of their comfort zone. Like, give me a different restaurant, give me a different food, give me a different place, give me a different language, give me different traffic, all the things. I have really done a disservice to myself this year, not even searching out small camping trips or just different state parks to take Moon. So many other new things happened, and obviously unfolding this business with you has been an undertaking. So I know why, but I don't think I should excuse myself from consciously making the effort. Similarly with the workouts, I do well when it's on the schedule, when I have pre-planned it. On the spot, it's not going to happen. It obviously didn't happen all summer. So if nothing else, we've been watching this TV show on Netflix about how restaurants get their Michelin star ratings. It turns out Chicago has the most number of Michelin star restaurants. What is that? 5 hours? If I drive, maybe 4.5 hours. We can be up there, stay there overnight or something, go to a fun restaurant, just any kind of thing to get me out of the normal. In December, we're going to go visit some friends out west, all the way out in Portland. So we've been there, we visited. I've been on the West Coast many times, but just the air smells different, you know, just to see the Pacific, just a different vibe, different people, different textures, different trees and earth and smells. So it's something that keeps me really excited, but I'm not always good at remembering that that's a continuous thing that I need. And I think oftentimes, I don't know if it comes from the capitalism or just shame around money or whatever, but it's if people travel a lot or do a lot of things, I think it's oftentimes, I have this weird connotation to taking time for myself or vacations or going away, but it doesn't have to be this exclusive, insane 2-week resort thing in Bali. You know, I can just go 2 hours north to an amazing state park, and, you know, some of the places around here are actually really beautiful, even in the winter time. I'll report back next week. Let's see. So we have something on the books for December. I'll see if I can figure out something by next week for November. That's a place or a thing or something that we're doing. That's my commitment. I don't know what it will be. I can't commit to that yet, but yeah, I'll commit to some sort of travel or fun new experience.
Yeah. So awesome. And your frequency right now that you're leaning into is freedom. And I see whenever you travel, it brings in the element of I'm free, I'm untethered, I can go have these experiences, new cultures, new food, new people. I think there's something that's really expansive about those experiences for you. And I see that energetically whenever you come back to,
I'm a new person. I love it. Okay. So we have one more week left.
One more week.
And then we'll do a recap, right? Yeah. So I guess I'm a little bit worried that there are some semi-unfinished things for me, but maybe in our recap we'll discuss.
I think that it's actually okay that, I mean, for all of you listening too, and we keep saying this, you know, this is about getting the ball rolling. This is about moving the needle forward. This is not necessarily about complete all of these things. If you're listening to this, you've got to have a shred of that in you. Let me be the most ambitious whenever I'm writing down all of these 8 challenges. So if that is you, if you have been overly ambitious and it feels you bit off more than you could chew, don't stress. Don't add another piece of stress to you. This is supposed to be a fun thing. So if you finish the challenge, amazing. If you don't get all the way through each and every week, completing this massive amount of work, be kind to yourself, guys. Be kind to yourself. And we're learning that process too, you know, especially with me with the social media. And, you know, this is a whole new ball game that I've never been in before. To expect that I'm just going to have all of it figured out in a week is actually ridiculous and unrealistic. So for whatever you put on yours that is maybe ridiculous and unrealistic, just do what you can do it'll get done at some point. This is just to get the ball rolling.
Yeah, an imperfect action and fuck around and find out. What if you do get the ball rolling and realize this is absolutely the worst fucking idea? Yeah. I'm so glad I didn't spend thousands of dollars hiring someone to do XYZ or what have you. This made sense for me to test drive this for a hot second and feel, no way. Which I don't think has happened yet to us on any of them, but definitely been a couple where BLBM school. That's going to take a hot minute. It's a huge
undertaking.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way. There's no way that it would get done in a week.
BLBM school alone could have been 8 weeks of.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Probably more. I mean, because there's at least 10 modules so far,
So far. Are we adding more?
Maybe. Who knows?
Oh, God. Okay. You guys will have to tune in to find out.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you are doing the challenge along with us, we would love it if you would make a little reel on Instagram sharing about how your experience has been. Has it been full of strife and struggle? Has it been awesome? Has it been helping you to move the needle forward? Has it been an empowering experience? We would love to know. So go ahead and make a reel and then give us a tag on Instagram at BossLessBabeMore. And next week will be our last challenge.
Oh my goodness.
So stay tuned. And until then,
don't forget
to boss less, babe more.